You're watching the next Zuck, Rough Cuts.
Hey guys, Amanda here. So the search for the next Zuck is just beginning. We drove to Ithaca, New York to see what students were up to at Ithaca College. They actually have an annual business idea competition every year, and we had the chance to talk to students, both previous winners and contestants, who have either launched their product or still developing their business idea. Let's take a look. I'm with Calvin Chestnut and Andrew Sowers, and they're the founders of Coast. We're gonna go for a drive with them today, and they're gonna show us everything they're doing to make the perfect app.
Yeah, that's good.
Most student startups use incubator space, but for Calvin and Andrew, it's all about creating their product in a moving car.
We do drive around the hills of Ithaca, laptop in tow, compiling code while driving around.
Cars get a lot of wear and tear because owners aren't performing the proper maintenance. But with Coast, all of that will change.
So the idea is to take all this maintenance information and put it in an app that communicates with your car's engine, collects all this data, and lets you know, hey, you're going to need an oil change in about 2.5 weeks.
And you don't even have to think about it.
The Ithaca College seniors haven't launched Coast yet. As of now, they're preparing for the Ithaca College Business Idea Competition and working to create an app with core features so that they can beta test it.
Right now we're looking at a series of bytes being relayed from Calvin's car to our hardware Bluetooth module, and from that over the air to an iPhone. The iPhone is then interpreting those messages and displaying real-time data on a screen to display our current speed, RPMs, gallons, and average miles per gallon.
So now you know about Coast. But here's what you should know about the founders. Chestnut has entered the competition before. Both have experience with computer science. Chestnut believes there is one quality that separates successful college entrepreneurs from the rest.
I'd say passion. If you're in a project that you don't care about, you're not gonna, no matter how good the idea is, or even if you develop it well, it's not gonna go through.
They're getting pretty positive feedback from everyone at Ithaca College. We can't wait to see the final product. Mia Thomas never thought she would be an entrepreneur.
I had my idea from a class, and my professor asked me if I was going to pursue it. So I was like, I guess so. Like, how can I do that?
Her idea, and now startup, is called InsertHeels.
My idea was an orthotic to help try and reduce the toe walking in autistic children. So autistic children toe walk sometimes because they want more stimulus, so they'll walk on a smaller surface area. So on the balls of their foot, which is like already a highly stimulated area of your foot. And my idea was to try and put something that would stimulate the heel of your foot. And I went through a bunch of different things that you could go through, like using something that actually stimulates the muscles and all these other things. But then I just ended up going with this concept that you would just have these little hemispherical nodes on the heel of your foot that are in areas of the heel that are most highly stimulated already. So in order to like increase the stimulation in the heel and then like be like, oh, it's great when I walk on my heels, I get a lot of stimulation too, which would kind of normalize their walking patterns. Wow, it's a lot of work. I'm still going through like the beginning stages of it because for my invention that I had, I need to go through a lot of testing to make sure that it's like actually works and that all the theories that I put through that I gathered from random studies and like put together actually made sense. So I'm still going through the process of like applying to a review board in order to work on human subjects, which in itself is huge and so much work.
The California native still has a long way to go. She says her parents are really proud of her accomplishments, but they were a little bit surprised when they first heard the news about her startup.
One night they saw this picture of me with holding a $5,000 check that was like larger than myself. They were like, Mia, what happened? Like, what just happened? And they were so confused. And, so it was pretty surprising, I think.
Yeah, wow. I know, they have some amazing startups coming out of Ithaca College. Now, I actually talked to some of the students and they were like, you know, Amanda, a lot of people don't know about all the entrepreneurial resources that are offered at Ithaca College because they think we're such a small school. Well, think again, the size of the school doesn't really matter. Ithaca College actually has some amazing students along with faculty and business coaches that are helping them create big ideas, and even better startups. Let's check out their campus culture.
Welcome to Ithaca College. On most Thursday evenings around 6 p.m., you'll find business coaches like Tom Shriver mentoring students at the weekly coaching sessions for the business idea competition.
I think it is a very, frankly, humble culture in terms of people are really willing to be open with themselves, be open with their ideas. I mean, people are tremendously open to feedback.
Students feel that attending the coaching sessions has already paid off.
Creates an open forum for people who are technical or maybe business savvy to sort of exchange ideas and go off different talking points so that they can develop something that normally they would be able to do on their own.
I went to all of the meetings. There's a meeting every week at 6, and kind of like learned a little bit about business, which I knew nothing about. And then just went on from there.
You need that guidance from someone with experience, someone who can objectively tell you, yes, that is a good idea, but here are the issues you're going to run into.
You do have other students who are willing to give you constructive feedback. You have mentors who have been in that world and been there, done that, seen it all, and they're going to give you honest advice. And if your idea really isn't something that they see could take off, they're going to tell you.
The college has a few specific assets in terms of specific programs that have some really interesting characteristics. So we've had a few businesses come out of music, for example, and exercise science.
And so when you have it as part of your curriculum, or you have contests that have little nuggets for them to think, I can do this, and you also have historical data of others who've now started and they were students here, it's that can do or it's possible, and that's why it's important.
So, is the next Zuck at Ithaca?
I think there's a couple next Zucks at Ithaca, and I think we're going to be producing quite a few of them over the next several years. So absolutely.
I don't know that I've met them yet, but then again, you know, the people who worked with Mark Zuckerberg, when he was at Harvard, maybe they didn't know that he was that guy when he was there either, right? And so it all remains to be seen. I think there's tremendously talented and inspired and passionate students here, and I'm really confident they're going to go on to do great things.
So I know you guys want to find out who will win the annual business idea competition. Don't worry, we'll be headed back to Ithaca College either later in the fall or in the spring to find out who wins. But next weekend, we're headed to Rochester, New York to find out what students are up to at the Rochester Institute of Technology. We'll be wearing the Google Glass as well, so stay tuned. We can't wait to continue our search.